to Tuesday Chatter. Well, oh, this one's more about what's happened to me this weekend rather than what's been going on the last week. Because just on Sunday, my mother-in-law passed a comment to me, which is basically, so when are you going to get a proper job then? What I do, it's my job, it's my proper job, and not only do I love it and am I great at it, but also it fits in around my kids at school. But she thinks they're old enough now because they're 10 and 8. But anyway, that aside, when's the last time someone said to you, are you going to get a proper job, or how's your little business going, or oh, you're still doing that business of yours, that little one where you work from home, oh, you're still playing at it? Okay, as it happens, Friday just gone, talk about timing, I'd actually spent some time researching some figures on the craft industry, and I've actually printed off the posts that I put on my Facebook page, because do you know what? Our craft industry in the UK is amazing and it's wonderful, and it adds so much to the UK economy, and you and me, we're part of that. It's amazing, right? So for designer make crafts only, and this is from the Crafts Council, they say that the craft industries currently turn over around £400 million annually, and that's just for design and make crafts. That's including textiles, ceramics, wood, metal, jewellery, glass, leather, toys, musical instruments and graphic toys. I apologise, I have got to read it just to make sure I don't miss anything. And that 90% of that stays within the UK. How amazing is that? How much are we adding to our own economy? And it's part of the bigger UK creative industries, which they say in 2013 were worth a record £76.9 billion to the UK economy. Wow. So we're not little businesses. We might be small in our own rights, but you know what? Collectively, wow, you're amazing. You're part of that. 4,000 craft fairs are held annually with a combined turnover of around 16 million. That was my open jaw look, because wow. And they say it's continuing to build a solid and consistent growth rate in sales of craft works of approximately 5% year on year. Trying to think of something. So I've written on here on Facebook, I put, so next time you think you have a little business and you just sell what you make, remember you contribute massively to our country's economy, and thank you. And I do. Thank you very much for being part of this amazing industry, because it's not only adding and bringing money into our economy in the UK, which is wonderful, but it's also the pleasure that you bring to your customers. It's that wow factor they get when they see you, and then when they're able to order from you, and then when they get home and they unwrap, or when it's delivered to them and they open up this parcel of loveliness, this parcel of like, wow, that's just what I wanted. Yeah, that smile, that's a perfect gift. That's brilliant. That is for who I wanted. All that. Okay, I'm going to show you something actually. It's always on my side, this one. This is a handmade flower off my wedding cake. I got married in 2003, which a lady in, I know it when I hear the name, in Wales, her business, Hadford Grange, is making whatever you want into a paperweight. And one of the things they specialise in is things from weddings. But your bouquets, people normally do their bouquets. But I didn't see how I was going to keep my bouquet in a good enough condition to get it to her, because we got married on a Friday, I had a party on the Saturday, flew to Dubai on the Sunday. When was it going to fit in? And I didn't trust anybody else. So instead, I kept the sugar flowers off my cake. Now, the colour's faded a little bit. Of course it has. It's been sat out on display. But what we did is we gave them out as thank you presents afterwards. And every time I see that, it's like, oh, I remember that day. Oh, it was brilliant. So that's what handmade and personalised is all about. It's those continuing smiles. It's not just the smile at the time of the purchase, but it's that, brilliant. Oops, can't stand up there. There you go. So yeah, handmade. Not only is it bringing smiles and pleasure and happiness to your customers and hopefully having a use and a benefit too, it's adding to the UK economy, and you've got a business that fits in with your lifestyle, so you can be flexible and fit it around everything else that you need to do as well. Wow! What's not to love? Who wants a proper job? I know I don't. I think I'd be a terrible employee. I've just got to do this, I've just got to do that. I'd never be there. Everything's flexible, it all fits in. Anyway, that's you as well. That's why you do this. I'm sure it is. Well, if it's anything different, tell me below. Or tell me the last time that somebody really said, you're still playing at that little business of yours, aren't you? Oh, how's it going? Do you feel like you're not taken seriously in your business? Because if you listen to those people and you take that on board, then you end up going backwards and you let yourself scale back and you think, oh, well, I'm only playing at it. Oh, I only do this. No, you don't only do that. You're brilliant. You're amazing. You've got to do the admin. You've got to buy the stock. You've got to make and design. You've got to organise the selling. You've got to organise your marketing. You are a business person. You might do it on a relatively small scale, but that doesn't diminish what you do. And it doesn't diminish what you add to our economy either. So thank you. Thank you from here, from the bottom of my heart. And always remember, you don't just do this. You're not just playing at this. You run a business. Be proud. Stand up tall. Straighten that back. Oh, chop my head off. Stop video. I'm sitting up that tall. Be proud of what you do, because do you know what? We're part of this. And it's a brilliant thing to be part of. So, I'm going to jump off my soapbox before I carry on. But let me know your experiences. Drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment below, but also subscribe so you catch all my future episodes of Tuesday Chatter as well. And if you're on my website, sign up to my mailing list. You get free fab Facebook tips, fantastic tips. Can't remember what it's called. It's something like that. It's basically a short mini series, mini video series of me talking through lots of tips. So grab that and you'll also be kept up to date about these videos too. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, you're amazing. Bye. It's Tuesday Chatter. Now, can you see I'm looking a bit serious? Serious one today. So today I want to talk to you about pricing. I'm going to start with a sad story, and well, I think it's a really sad story. I know an amazing crafter. I'm not going to name any names, but a very, very talented lady. Now, she gets orders. She has so many orders. She's really, really busy, and she's always got really, really happy customers. But she doesn't charge enough, to the point where she can't even afford to pay her own bills. So she can't carry on. What a waste. What? Just, my head explodes. Get really, really het up and angry about this. It really is one of my issues. Now, she's worth so much more than she charges, and I think deep down that she knows she is, but she doesn't have the confidence to stand up and say, this is what I need to charge to survive as a business. Okay, think about it. Her happy customers are now going to lose out. They're going to lose her talent and skill because she's got to go out and get a job to now be able to afford to pay her bills. If she felt she could charge enough, and Okay, you might be sat there looking at me now saying, but Nicola, we can't necessarily charge enough. There's too many other people who are cheap and I can't compete. And stop trying to compete. This isn't about competing. This is about in here, in your head, and your self-value and what you're worth. Only yesterday, I was having a conversation with, or listening to a conversation where a lady who has her own business had her own customers deriding her because she dares to make money from her business. What else are you in this for? And it's not about necessarily making a shitload of money. Sorry for swearing, but I'm on my This is about you being able to survive. This is about you having a lifestyle that you deserve. This isn't about you living on the breadline. This isn't about you earning less than you would sat on a till in a supermarket checkout or working on a factory floor. You have amazing talents and skills, and you deserve to earn enough money to pay your bills and for you to have a little bit more on top. Yeah, of course you do. Nobody goes into a Tesco supermarket and says, well, I'm not paying that because you're making a profit. It's the profits that enable you to invest back in yourself, that invest back in your business and to maintain high standards. Okay, I need to get back to a point, don't I? Because I'm going off on a rant. So basically, you need to work out your pricing, knowing how much you need to earn. You want to earn. You deserve to earn. Oh, my fists are going now. Can you say, oh, I'm up for a fight? This isn't about, for me, the ladies that I work with, it isn't about earning an extra little bit of pocket money. Not really. Yes, of course, if that's what you're in it for, that's great. But if you're in this to pay your bills and to cover your income, then you can't compete with people who are doing this because they have a hobby and they're selling to cover the costs to provide for their hobby. So they'd have no need to make money because they really are doing it just for the love. And I'm not knocking anybody who does that. I'm really, really not. If you want to do that, that's great. As long as you're legal and above board and you're testing everything that you need to test, then that is completely and utterly your choice. But what makes somebody different who is doing this full-time, part-time, however many hours you're putting into it, but you need to earn the money to pay the bills, is you are being ultimately, you've got to put yourself up there as a professional. You are an expert at what you do. You need to be paid for what you do, and you need to believe that you deserve it. And it means that you might have to target different people. It might be that somebody who's doing a hobby and they're sitting at home in front of a TV doing what they do, and they're not looking to make any funds because maybe they've got a full-time job and they don't want to make money, and they're selling just to cover their costs. Maybe they're going to the local craft fair, maybe they're only selling on their Facebook pages. So what do you need to up your game so that you are upping your professionalism? That word? What can you do that makes you worth more than that? And I'm not knocking anybody that's down here. As long as your skills and talents are there and you are legal and you CE testing if you need it and you're applying to all your regulations that you need to apply to, then great, fantastic. But I am talking to those people who need to cover bills, who need to have money coming in, because you can sell your crafts at the price that you need to, as long as you're targeting the right people. If you're targeting the same people that these people are, who are in it because they love their hobby and they love what they do and they're covering their own costs and they're happy at that, then yeah, you're never going to succeed. It's always going to be hard work. You're always going to be competing on price. You cannot compete on price. That's not where you're at. You are at selling your skill and your talent and the whole package of everything that you do. That's your value. So please, please recognize your value. I hate it when I see talented, skilled crafters who can charge enough. Might need a few tweaks to their business. It might need a few tweaks to the packaging and their branding and bring up a little bit, but that's not that hard. But to stop competing on price. You cannot compete on price. You've got to take yourself out of that arena. Think about the marketplace for cars. I mean, come on. You can buy a brand new car on the road for what? 7, 8 grand? But you can equally buy a brand new car on the road for several hundred thousands of pounds, and everywhere in between. There's a marketplace for everybody. So do you want to be down here at the low level where you're providing the cheaper end of the market, or do you want to be up here with, oh, I don't know, your Bentleys and your Morgans, or do you want to be in the middle? Where do you position yourself? Where do you want to be? What do you need to do to what you make and what you create and to your business brand to put yourself up here? You can do this. It's all about your niche and who you target and how you position yourself. If you see yourself as down here and you compete on price, you're always going to be competing on price. You have to lift yourself up out of that arena. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm not here to tell you that you can click your fingers and decide you're up here and it'll happen overnight. You will have a period where you lose these customers because they won't pay this new money that you're charging. You will have that lull in between. Maybe you'll gradually want to increase, so you're up here. There's so many different ways you can do it and approach it. That's fine. We can work on that together if that's what you want to do. But please, please, please don't undervalue yourself. Don't put yourself in the position where you can't afford to pay your own bills. Don't put yourself in this place where actually you're making something to sell and you're basically selling it at cost. So you're not making anything for your time. That you can't pay your bills. There's nothing worse. It's demoralizing. It's a vicious circle. You don't see how you're going to get out of it. The way to get out of it is to address it now, to look at who you're targeting right now, to make sure that you're earning the money that you deserve to earn right now. Okay, I think I've ranted enough. As I say, there are people out there who don't need to make money from their craft and who don't want to make money from their craft. That's fine. Just don't compete with them. Raise the bar. Put yourself up to a point where, I don't know, you're Harrods, you're John Lewis, you're not Pound Shop. I feel awful because I feel like I'm saying that anybody who sells for a hobby is down there, and that isn't the way I mean it. I know that there's millions of businesses out there who sell just to maintain their hobby, who are talented and skilled, and I'm only putting you in that bracket from a pricing perspective, not from what you're offering. But the way people who need to make money and who need to make the profit and who need to earn enough to cover all their bills and to be able to have you deserve holidays. You deserve to be able to go out and do these good things. The way to get yourself up there is your whole branding, your whole packaging. It's everything that you do. It's raising the bar. It's how you package that finished item. Okay. I'm going to chill. Calm down, but please have a think. I don't want to hear about any more talented and skilled crafters who can't afford to pay their bills. Please, please look at your business before you get to that stage. Okay, I'm not sure if that was so much a Tuesday chatter as more of a Tuesday rant, but hopefully I've got a message across. Now, if you are struggling with your pricing and you are really kind of like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I do have a pricing class. It is paid for, but you know what? It's worth it. I'm worth it. You're worth the investment. Honestly, it's not that bad. I'll pop a link below. Okay. Come on. Let's show the world that handmade is quality and it's high level. It doesn't mean cheap. Okay. Bye. Speak soon.